Saturday, April 4th. Here's the update on Marge, our 49 Dodge in the no room garage. This is our list of what I got to do to get it going. I separated it down to what I need to do to start it, what I need to do to make it move, and then what I need to do to drive it or complete it. And it's pretty extensive. All right, inside here, let me go around. Inside the cab, I've taken all the wiring out from the S10 and the Dodge original. The S10 speedometer I had in here, I've taken out. I've cut the firewall, obviously, to get the LS motor to fit. I found the piece of the original firewall that I'm going to make bolt in. I'm going to weld it all together and make it bolt in and out. So if I have to change the engine or transmission, it'll be easy to get to it from the inside also. Steering column. I bought a Camaro tilt wheel from the junkyard. It sticks out past the firewall and connects to a coupler. The S10 one couple comes inside the firewall. So I was going to use the Camaro one, but I'm afraid that the coupler is going to interfere with the exhaust manifold, so I'm going to go back to the S10 one. This is the original shaft from the 49 Dodge that I welded a new coupler onto the steering box, and I'll show you that when we look at the motor. I'll show you the transmission underneath there too. I got done a little bit to that. That's pretty much it in here. This is just stripped bare. There's really nothing in here. I'm not sure if I'm going to keep the S10 wiring or the S10 light switch or not. I probably will because I don't have another one. Okay, and then we'll come around to the front ring for the motor. Get my light. I've got the exhaust manifold on, the heat shield on. I had to cut the manifold, take a ½ an inch out of it and pull it back in, and then this is from the junkyard also. I had to weld that a little bit and change it, but the O2 sensor and everything fits fine. I've got the intake on. Yeah, that's good. I've got one small problem with this guy here. I broke the bracket, so I hope I can still make that work. I'm not sure. I've got to do spark plugs and wires yet. The front assembly is pretty good. This is my steering shaft. I've got this from Speedway Motors. It connects welded to a 30 spline. I welded it in here. Speedway sent me the wrong end up here, so I'm hoping they get me a new one quick so I can get the steering back together. The manifold is finished. I had to cut it again yesterday and weld it, so I've got sufficient clearance with the steering shaft, which I do now. So that part's good. What else did we do? That's pretty much it. And then I'm going to show you underneath here at the transmission too. Okay. I've got the 4L80 in. I've got the cover back on. I'm pretty sure I showed the bracket I made in the back. This is the stock S10 for the T5, as well as that. And then I put some angled steel on it and welded it there. Put a little tab to connect the transmission to. Next thing I'll have to do is work on the, well, one of the things I'll have to do is work on the drive shaft. You can see I've got a Ford Explorer 8.8 Aussie in the back here with disc brakes. And obviously some big fat tires, which I love, but I can't keep them because they're dry rotted and God, they're expensive to replace, so I'm not sure what I'm going to do about that yet. Oh, I put a new fuel pump in the tank. I didn't buy a Walboro pump. I bought the off-brand one. because the driveway engineer guys recommended it. Same liter per hour as the Walboro, but it was a lot cheaper. And I'm waiting on the AN6 line connections and lines to hook the fuel system up. And that's pretty much it. I'll just give you a quick walk around to the truck. Oh, the other thing I decided that I can do is I've been stressing over this wiring, about thinning this wiring harness and all that. And I just decided I don't have to. I'm gonna connect the wires I need to connect to make it run. I'm gonna leave the wiring harness completely intact. When I pulled this out at the junkyard, I bought everything. I bought the panel. I didn't even disconnect any of it. I just cut it off the truck. So my plan, except for the transmission cable part, I did cut that off. But I went back to the junkyard and bought another one. So I'll solder it back together. My plan now is I'm going to build. I brought the fender back up from the yard here. This is the original Dodge Fender. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to weld a pipe or a square tube from the firewall up to the front, right along the edge of the fender, and then I'm going to weld a bracket to hang that fuse panel off of, and I'm just going to hang it right pretty much where it would have been in the Cadillac Escalade. I don't think I'm going to have enough room to put the battery in here. I may not, I don't know. But I've got options to move. I'll move the battery if I have to. The other thing I did, I took the brake booster off because the S10 brake booster hits the coils. So when I was at the junkyard, I got this 84 Camaro brake booster, which is a lot smaller, and I got the brake pedal and the whole assembly for the Camaro, and I'm just going to put that in for that. The other thing I bought was they didn't have a whole shifter, but they had the mechanism, so I was going to use this on my 4080 because it was cheap and I already got it, at least to get it started. But the cable is so short that if I had bucket seats, I would have no problem using it, but I don't want to put buckets in. I want to keep that bench seat. So if I have to buy a new cable for this, I may as well just get an aftermarket shifter and be done with it. So that's pretty much it. Here's my new fuel pumps in there. That's where we're at. Questions or comments? Leave them. Thanks.